Hello, happy Thursday. There's nothing worse than sitting down and hearing the flapping of wings and realising that you've got an airborne chicken. Again. Oh, they're terrors. In fact, there is something worse, and it is 5 o'clock in the morning hearing your crazy guinea hens because they didn't come in the night before and they were out shouting about whatever they'd chosen to shout about. Honestly, this is an ongoing problem with these guinea hens. They've got a high level of alert, and goodness gracious, is it very noisy. But they're living, and that's all that matters, apparently. They're terrible things, guinea hens, honestly. And I think they're picking on the chickens as well. They're not very pleasant when they get going, those two. Anyway, so 'tis Thursday. It's still humid. I'm hoping that's going to change soon. And all the airplanes have obviously been diverted over the house because they've said, there she is trying to do MailChat and not shout, and now they're all flying overhead. That's the second one since just before I press start, honestly. But on very happy news, the Farmer's Almanac has decided that we're going to have a very cold winter. And I don't know whether or not I fully believe the Farmer's Almanac. We've had quite the winter last year. It was quite chilly, but not as bad as a couple of years ago. So I've not really got much to hold it up against as to just what a cold winter means. But it'll be interesting to see because I think everything changes. There's lots of unpredictability, so I think we just have to wait and see. But they did say lots of snow in January and February. Not sure what I think of that yet, actually, but something to have at the back of your mind, especially when you're sitting here and it's hot and humid and it's actually raining. I am using my shade umbrella as a rain umbrella at this precise moment in time, and it's working perfectly for me. So there we have. Now, what else is happening? Oh, you have to ask lots of questions, otherwise I'll sit and ramble. You know me, I'll go way off on track. I did see in the news, there's a family in Tennessee, and this struck with me because I have made this mistake. Well, in fact, they don't make the same mistake as I have left a dog in the car twice now. It was the same dog, it was Annie, in two different cars now, with the air conditioning running, the keys in the ignition, and just popped out to go and fill up. First time it was to fill up water, and the second time I was down in the courtyard area on this farm here, and I just shut the door momentarily, and as soon as I do it, she puts her paw on the central locking and locks me out without fail. So I have now broken into, well, not me personally, I have friends. I've now had friends help me break into two cars now. But this poor family in Tennessee, it was a bear that went into their car and it locked the doors on them. I'm thinking, I'm not quite sure how you get around that one. So they had to smash the back windscreen to allow the bear to escape. And I thought, gosh, that's quite the escape route. So I suppose I should be feeling really grateful that it was only my dog that was stuck in the car with the air conditioning running at both times. So yeah, so that I think would be quite a shock. There's a lot of I was looking on, I don't normally go on Facebook very regularly, but I was looking for something. In fact, I was looking for bits and pieces about fly predators, and in particular, these are the things that we're going to try on Meredith next year to see if we can get in control of the fly population before it absolutely blossoms and starts nibbling on everyone. And one of the things that Meredith is organic, and we try to use as few chemicals as possible, because let's face it, it's not just nasty chemicals that are chemicals. Organic substances can also come under the chemical banner as well. So we were thinking, yeah, this sounds absolutely great. And then somebody posed the question as, yeah, but how can you be sure that they're only eating the non-beneficial flies? And I thought, wow, that's true. So a little Google search and a little wander around the internet, and we're like, no, and they're tiny little wasps, these predators. They come in a bag with sawdust, and you sprinkle them around about, and apparently they go off and they eat the larvae for the flies. Apparently they're very efficient, and I'll tell you, if it works, it will be an absolute blessing, because having never really experienced what horses experience when these blinking black flies are biting their legs, we've got so many at the moment. They're actually nibbling on everybody, and they're blinking sore. So I'm going to have to try and get on top of this. So we will be cultivating little waspies, tiny little wasps that will hopefully eat them in the larva stage and help us all out here. I tell you, it's all these little silly things that you think, oh, and I better go and check this, and I better go and check that. And not being a fan of computers and online things, I'm finding them quite useful at this precise moment in time. So we have been working on, Nick took a few days off work. He has been working on converting the nut house back into kennels. Honestly, how silly, isn't it? So it did have all the chickens in it. So now what we're doing is we're getting them set back up so that we can put our dogs in there and get them out of the house, which will be absolutely lovely. Janine built or replaced one of the fences around the outside, which is super, but we just need to make sure that the dogs won't go underneath the fence, because when it's a new fence, it hasn't quite had all the leaves come down and it's bedded into the ground. So we're going to put rocks around the bottom just to make sure that it's nice and secure. So that's taken us quite a number of days, and we're also making sure that the majority of the chickens are down in the barn. Janine's chickens are in the or Goldie's chickens, should I say, they are in with the rabbits in where the ducks used to be, but there's also some younger ones that are coming up. And I think what Janine has decided is that she will keep her outreach chickens in the white chicken house, which is super, because one of the things, it keeps them safe from the exterior birds, etc. And she's got two of the little chicks that I brought in, that I hoped that the broody chickens in the barn would take to, but didn't. They are in the white chicken house just now. So she has chosen two chickens that she would like to put into the training program for going out with Goldies, and they are two grey chickens that look very like Carly's chicken that was called Chirpy. So we've got two Chirpy sort of looky-likies, and they're grey with the plume in the top of their heads. So she's been taking them out with her, and I think that they have been very popular. So that's nice, and they like being handled. So that's a good thing for them. Anyway, we shall take the chickens as they come, because there's a few others that I think would actually be quite nice to go out on the outreach job, should Janine be interested. So we'll keep handling them, keep having a look at them, and see just what's going to fall into our lap, because that's what happens. You've got some that you think, oh, they look stunning, and then they're like, yes, but they're flighty and they fly all over the place. And there's others that, they just develop into really good, easy to handle chickens who enjoy what they're supposed to be enjoying. So, what else are we doing? Tomorrow is Friday. That doesn't really mean much because every day is a barn day. So tomorrow is Friday, and I think we were going to be moving a few herds around about on Meredith, but there's a bit of work going on in one of the paddocks, so we're not going to do that, because you need to be able to keep the animals secure, because as soon as there's any work going on in the paddocks, they're over sticking their noses in about it, and this involves a backhoe, and it's bright orange, and as soon as you take something that's bright orange, mechanical, makes a noise, Enzo will be over telling it that it shouldn't be in his paddock and it's problematic to him. So he is going to have to be locked in the other side. So Nick has repaired that, the gate, and that will allow us to get some paddocks moving. But we're going to be integrating the majority of our animals into one enormous paddock. which is going to be very exciting. Apart from the ice house with the donkeys and the goats and the alpacas, they'll all stay the same. So all of the horses, shall I say, they'll all be in one paddock. So I'm hoping they all get on well. I am introducing a mare. Pam and Coral have an absolutely beautiful black and white paint Tennessee Walker horse, and she is going to be introduced with her companion horse to the main herd. Now, the main herd consists of Boone, who is a very handsome, because he knows it, he's a very handsome tan and white paint draft cross, and he's a very gentle, very loving boy. And I think he is going to be absolutely smitten with this horse, Katie. We also have Enzo, who I'm afraid is rather smitten with Boone and doesn't really like anybody else hanging out with Boone. And we have Misty, the standard mule, and at the moment we still have Alfie. So it will be interesting to see how the other two horses come in. But we like to do this when there are people from the equine team on the farm. Otherwise. I like to test fences and things like that, exciting things. So, but I actually think it will go very well because they've all got really nice temperaments. So that will be, I think, Saturday now because of our machinery issue, and so that will be fun. And I think if this weather gets a bit cooler, we're going to start working with the foal called Coco. And he is the loveliest boy. He's just small and bouncy and very curious. And he has two modes, and it's either sleeping or creating mischief. And he's driving his mother, who I will say is exceptionally patient with him. He's driving her mad because he wants her to chase him and play with him and jump off the ground, and she's just not having it because not only is she pregnant, but she also is desperate to just stand around and eat the grass. So he is causing lots of chaos on there, which is just how we like it. So that's us. Something to do over the weekend, and I'm hoping it's supposed to rain on Saturday, which is a bit disappointing, but it will be good for us because these ponds on this farm here, they are so low again, and I seem to remember last year they were tremendously low. So let's hope that they start getting refilled soon, because it's always a worry when they go down like that. Although I will say, which one was it? Was it Flower? Miss Delight. She was enjoying going round the inside, eating the grass inside of the fence at the pond. So that's obviously where all of the tasty stuff is. Now I am going to go through these questions, if there are any, and answer them if I can. I wonder actually if it's going to thunder, because it's got that really sort of like ominous sky. Like, I'll take you out from underneath the umbrella. See? Rather ominous sky, and it is very, very clammy. I know, I must say, Fernanda, I was like, ooh, colder winter, that's lovely. That's enough to sort of like give me hope going forward for the next few weeks. Isn't that really terrible? And then when I get to winter, I sit there and think, right, I really shouldn't complain about my feet and my fingers being freezing cold, because remember what it's like in summer. Yeah, and then I think, this summer will be better, but it never is. Never is. Anyway, at least it's easy to distinguish which season you're in, I must admit. There was a fox in the arena. What, just one, Carla? Right. I think the problem is, I mean, it is, you know, it's a problem. The difficulty you really have is that to close down that arena and close all of the doors, the humidity sits in that dome. It's like your own little heat dome. It's terribly unpleasant, and it's really not very good for the animals. So there needs to be the two side ventilation raised up, and so I think unfortunately we've just got Fox and her cubs that this is their stomping ground at the moment. I'm really hoping that the chicken run down there that's been created in the big stalls, it holds really well. So yeah, so I'm not sure what to do about that, unfortunately. The chickens up here, there's chickens in the white chicken house, and they're very secure. Janine puts her chickens, or the Goldie's chickens, away every night, and the chickens in the Deagle house up here are shut away at night time, apart from the guinea hens, because they like to be out making a noise all night. So there. And I really cannot catch them. Janine said, you should bring them down here. I said, you know what, if I could catch the blinking things, I would take them down there, but you can't catch them. And that was the same reason that they were out for so many weeks over the really, really cold, awful weather in the winters, because they were roosting in trees. Honestly, I give up. No rhyme nor reason. It is a thankful Thursday. Oh, I think Janine's got lots of help for the winter. I think she's got, well, I don't know, ask Janine who she's got, but I think she says she's got a team all ready to go. Wallace is coming at 6 o'clock tonight, which is lovely. That will be exciting. I presume he'll be on the arena camera. Or he might just be on the regular cameras, because he might take Chester out for a ride. Oh, is there a really bad storm coming? I am going to go to Meredith straight after this and go and get everything sorted. Well, Janine and I think Michelle are here, so I'm sure they've got plans for all of the animals. And the chickens that we have, all of the chickens have access to go to the inside houses at any point during the day, so they will take themselves off inside. And the goats also have an open door on the Deagle house, so they can go in and out. Is that right? Is that a common thing with bears to go in people's cars? Not been very familiar with bears. I was quite shocked, actually. I suppose they go in looking for food. Yeah, well. There was me thinking how awful, but obviously this is a common thing, and everybody else is probably going, why are you telling us? Because, you know, we know about this. See, I've been here 16 years and I'm still finding things that are absolutely mind-boggling to me. The big fluffy chicken, Petunia, she's doing really well. I think we were really lucky to get all of the maggots out. That took about 3 or 4 days to clear every single maggot out. And then the wound heals from the outside. So she's pretty happy. Back to her usual self. She's a lovely chicken, very friendly. Wallace, I don't know who he's coming to work with, but I know he's coming at 6 o'clock this evening. I'm not sure. I presume he's probably just working with both the horses just to get them back into training and under saddle. I don't really know, so don't take that as gospel truth. I could have made that up. He could be coming to work with Elvis for all I know. I have no idea. I think, I know Carleen has liked the turkey eggs, so I'm presuming somebody does collect eggs. I know my daughter goes in at night time and she takes the eggs out of she gets about, I think, 4 eggs. She gets the eggs from the Deagle house and then she goes and bakes with them. So for the last week, she's been making chocolate brownies overnight. So that's her thing at the moment. I think Carleen does get the eggs, because was she not saying that she was cooking them in that little automatic egg cooker? I can't remember. Ah, well, I better get off MailChat if he's going to be here at 5:30. His father said to me he was coming at 6, so I'm not sure. I will show you the place when we get it finished, because I would have to go back into the house and then back out to the other side of the house. I'm on the deck at the farm side of the house. The kennel's on the other side of the house, and as soon as I go into the house, this phone connects to a different Wi-Fi, but before it connects to a different Wi-Fi, it has to drop this one and then rejiggle around about to connect to the other one. It's tricky. So there's a system or a method to the madness. But yes, as soon as we've got it all fixed up, yes, we definitely will show you. I'm just looking to see if there's any more questions. Isn't that lovely, Fernanda? That's really nice. Now, I'm just wandering on down here. No more questions, I don't think. Just trying to get to the end. So, there should be 7 chickens in the barn, and if you tell me, Jeannie, that there aren't, then there's a problem. There were 7 this morning. I went down. I'm going to hang the feeder from the rafter, and I was asking Carleen about whether or not she could make me a rope with a clip on it. And then we found one on the golf cart, which appears to look like it will fit perfectly, which is absolutely super. So I'm going to get that sorted. Hello, my love.
Hi.
What are you up to?
You're on milk call.
Did you just come to tell me something?
No, I was coming to get a tool.
You can come and get a tool if you want. That'll be fine. Yeah, I'd rather be cold than hot and muggy as well. Yeah. Although there were times last winter when I was thinking, right, okay, I might be having to dial this back ever so slightly. Not sure.
Yeah, if I could remember where tools were.
Can't find his tools.
Yeah. I'd get things done an awful lot quicker.
Maybe you want one of those enormous tool belts. You've got one of those.
Yeah,
Can't find
I don't
it.
use it.
Oh dear.
It's not good.
No. Yeah, they do. The foxes learn where their food supply is, unfortunately. You know, Fernanda, I actually haven't had a conversation with Janine since Tuesday, so no, I forgot. Well, I didn't forget, I just haven't seen her. We've been busy doing other things, but I will. I can't answer that. I think you'll be able to watch. I really don't know where Wallace is going to be. I don't know if he's going to be in the arena or if he'll take Chester, if it's Chester he's working with, out and about. But I'm sure if you send somebody a text, they'll be able to let you know. And I have no idea about the sound. You would have to ask about that. Yeah, bears' noses are obviously very much stronger than ours. Are you lost? Oh dear. Oh, we've been working with Chester. Well, Wallace actually was, I think, the first person to work with Chester when Chester first came in all those years ago onto Meredith. It was Chester that Wallace started with. He was one of his first project horses. So they've been together for a long time. And he used to hunt. In fact, I've got a lovely picture of the first time Wallace went hunting, and it was with Chester. He's going to work with... Well, you see, the dark one is Sunshine, which I know is a bit of an oxymoron-y sort of thing. And Chester's the lighter coloured one with the dark mane and tail. Yes. None the wiser then. Oh, it's Chester, the lighter horse that Betsy usually rides. He's lovely, Chester. Oh, he reared right straight up the other day. Oh. He's a very sensitive boy. He used to be our barn favourite on the other farm. No, what we're doing with it, Fernanda asked, are you keeping your dogs out during the day? No, what we're doing is they have the runs, so they will, that sounds like diarrhea, I'm so sorry. They have the runs attached to the kennel, and they will be utilising the kennel with the run, and then they'll come back in when we're in. But it's I'm always very nervous about leaving them in a run anywhere, because I'm always worried that they can scale a fence or something comes into the paddocks. So I tend to prefer to do this under supervision to make sure that there's no funny business. So yes, it's just to give them somewhere nice and secure to be able to run around. Oh, thank you, Tiggy. I am going to have a good night because I've got washing to do. Don't tell anyone washing. I hate it. So, have a wonderful weekend, everyone. And I will speak to you again on Tuesday. And I hope everybody has a fantastic time. And, I'm just checking. Oh, sorry, I don't know about the cameras. I know he always just pops in, doesn't he, Tiggy? He pops up out of nowhere. He's working right now. Gosh, there's more questions. He was bucking. Oh, okay. I'm still wandering through. No, we don't want any episodes with dogs. Friday, I know. So, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll speak to you next week. Thank you so very much for joining me. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.